What's up, guys? My name is Devin Jackson with Blue Chip Scouting, and today I am here with another breakdown video. But this is one of my favorite positions to scout in the 2022 NFL draft process, and probably one of the deepest groups outside of corner and edge, and that is tight end. And this subject today will be on Virginia tight end Jelani Woods, who ran a 4.61 at the 40-yard dash at the combine and had a terrific season where he put together 40 plus receptions, almost 600 yards receiving, and 8 receiving touchdowns, eclipsing his entire production profile in his previous 4 years at Oklahoma State. The former quarterback in high school transferred to tight end once he got to the college level. He measures in at 6'7", 259 pounds, a big body human being that can run the seams and really threaten the seams as well, and has a great catch radius, and it's going to be a huge threat, especially down the seams and in the red zone. I'm going to talk a little bit about his projection to the NFL, what plays stood out to me about his game, and then some things he still needs to work on as it translates to the NFL level. But I wanted to talk a little bit about him because I saw him trending a little bit on social media over the recent weeks, especially after his big time performance at the combine and also the East-West Shrine game. So gonna hop right into it and talk about Jelani Woods, the Virginia tight end, what he brings to the table, and how successful can he be at the next level. So the first thing I want to talk about Jelani Woods' game is his ability to threaten the scenes with his natural straight line speed. And I think that's going to be the most important thing about his game as it translates to NFL level that could help him get on the field early on in his career, is his ability to threaten the seams and be a huge asset over the middle of the field. So we're going to dive right into this long touchdown against BYU. So we're going to see is a motion from the running back for Virginia. You're going to see the slot receiver. He's going to hold this player. He's going to run a stop go, and you're going to see this outside receiver take outside the release and run a curl. Jelani Woods, he's going to be attached in the attached formation here. What he's going to run is a deep crossing route. He's going to cross behind the linebackers and continue his track. As soon as he passes the middle of the field slash the hash, he's going to look for the ball, and he's going to catch it cleanly and then show off that elusive ability in the open field. So going to run the play through in full. Jelani Woods does a nice job with his tempo, speeds it up, catches the ball, makes a man miss, and then scores a touchdown. We're going to see here from the end zone view. Nice throw here by Brennan Armstrong as well. But play action fake, you're going to see Woods. As soon as he clears that linebacker, gets his head to his landmark, trying to hit the hash right in between the two linebackers, turns, looks for the ball. Quarterback delivers a great ball, looks it in, and then he's going to make this man miss and then score a touchdown. So very athletic play there from Jelani Woods, big body tight end that is able to move in the open field, make defenders miss, and score a touchdown. So that was the first play that stood out to me. Now, this next play, it's going to be similar action here. You're going to see the slot receiver. He's going to come in motion and hold those two linebackers right here in the middle of the field. And Jelani Woods, who again is attached to the formation, he's going to run straight up the hash and score another touchdown here. This one isn't great spacing because you're going to see outside receiver here. He takes an inside release, and then he's also running a few yards away from Woods. But what you're going to see is Woods, he does a nice job getting vertical, catching the football at his highest point, and then scoring yet another touchdown. So first thing I want to talk about as soon as he gets off the ball is his release. And he has someone right over the top of him. He does a nice job at the line of scrimmage swimming. And then he doesn't give it away. He runs straight vertical as soon as he gets out of his break. And then as soon as he clears the linebackers, he puts his hand up. Don't love that necessarily. I think he could have just kept running and just allowed the quarterback to see him open, but does a nice job adjusting to the football, high pointing, catching it, and scoring, and showing some of that elusiveness in the open field. So Woods, once again, threatening the seams and being able to get down the field quickly. So you see him wide open there. does a nice job looking the football in, catching it at his highest point. I think that's going to be very important as I talk about the next section of his game that impresses me. Turns around, catches it, makes two men miss, and then gets into the end zone. So once again, you see Jelani Woods bring it all to the table for the Virginia football team. And now we're going to see him catching the ball at his highest point down in the red zone, where I think he can really create and make mismatches down in the red zone. But I want to talk about that because, you know, those two plays I think are going to translate to the next level, especially that first play where he runs that deep crossing route. You're going to see a lot of teams run outside zone. He can be that second tight end, run the deeper cross, attack the middle of the field and the boundaries of the field, and continue to pick up chunk gains at the NFL level. Jelani Woods, he has a lot of uses, especially in the Virginia offense, but I think one of the first things he's going to be able to do at the NFL level is provide a big-time weapon down in the red zone area. Over these next three plays, you're going to see Woods be able to operate not only in line, but from the slot, as well as a single receiver, and be able to catch the ball at its highest point, and then be able to score touchdowns. I think this is the most important part of his game, is that almost half of his touchdowns in the 2021 season came in the red zone. And there's a reason why. His big body can go up and catch tough passes. He can take the punishment from safeties and linebackers over the middle of the field. And he has a nice catch radius where the quarterback can trust him to catch the football. So this first play from Jelani Woods, he's going to run a slant route into single high coverage man defense across the board, aligned here in the slot at the top of the screen. And like I said, he's going to run a slant route. So Woods does a nice job on his snap in breaking, and then catches the ball and scores. Want to rewind that one more time. What I really like about Woods is his ability on in breaking routes is how he snaps the route off and is able to create just a little bit of separation at the top of routes to win. So slow it down here. Does a nice job setting his man up, snatches, catches the ball out of his frame, absorbs the hit, and scores a touchdown. And we're going to look at the end zone view here, but same deal here. It's going to come open over the middle of the field. Does a nice job catching away from his frame, absorbing the hit, and then scoring a touchdown. So one example there. Similar type of concept here, except he just goes and grabs open space. He's lined up in the slot, catches the ball at his highest points, and scores a touchdown. But want to run that back to the beginning of the play and discuss what we're seeing here. So it looks like Pitt has run some sort of zone here, and Woods line up at the bottom of the screen, also in the slot. But all he's going to do is run a slant right into this open grass in this middle of the field here, find the back of the end zone, and the quarterback can throw it over the top of defenders because he's 6'9", 259, 6'7", 259, excuse me. And you can trust him to catch the ball at the highest point. So again, you're going to see him find open grass, sit, kind of slow down at the top of his break because he passes the linebacker. He looks for the ball right there. Ball is high over the linebacker, nice ball placement, and catches with his hands for a touchdown. So again, another example of him being able to use his size as an advantage to score touchdowns in the red area. Then final example here, he's going to be a single receiver at the top of the screen. DBs have to know this is coming. 6'7", 259 on the goal line. He's either going to run a slant or fade, but with his size, he can box you out. So you're going to see simple slant route, boxes out his man, and is able to score a touchdown. And I think it's very simple here. It's not a hard play call, but you saw teams like the New Orleans Saints, and you see the 49ers. You see teams with explosive tight ends. You also think about the Raiders with Darren Waller. They're going to use their guys to score a touchdown in the red area. So Woods runs slant, catches the ball outside of his frame, scores a touchdown. Pretty simple here. like I said, he does a really nice job snapping those in breaking routes. Here, he doesn't have to do a whole bunch, but box out his man using that size, and then just catches the ball away from frame so it doesn't give the defender a chance to knock it away and score the touchdown. So once again, Jelani Woods showing his versatility to be able not only threaten the seams, but threaten the red area and score touchdowns using his hands outside of his frame and just using his big body to score touchdowns. So once again, Jelani Woods from Virginia continuing to show that receiving ability. And I think it's going to be crucially important. There's some other parts of this game that I would like to see improve. And one area that we're going to talk about in just a minute is those contested catches over the middle. So going to take a look at that here next. One of the things that kept popping up on film, despite his upside, despite his size and ability to threaten the seams and be able to show off that rack ability as well. I think the one concerning thing about Jelani Woods was the number of drops he had this season. And he had a number of drops against Louisville, especially, had some drops against Pitt as well. I know I showed that touchdown pass in the red zone against Pitt, but when it translates to NFL level, I know drops aren't always something that translates directly, but how do these drops happen? You know, when is it happening? And for me, I keep seeing a consistent theme here, and it's in those high, those jump ball contested catch situations. And with his size and catch radius, you expect it to be a little bit better than it is. And I think it can improve, but the question is, will it improve? And I think that could potentially prevent him from reaching his, ceiling. And I think that's something very concerning and to talk about. But I want to look at this play in particular against Pitt, because it's going to be a lot of what you see for him, especially at the NFL level, because up the seam, I mean, they're not going to just leave you wide open running down the seam. You're going to have a linebacker carrying you, a safety carrying you, and what you do with the ball in your hands or in those contested catch situations are going to make the difference between a incompletion or a big time completion on third down. So this play below, you're going to see Jelani Woods. He is attached to the formation. He's just going to run right down the seam and just run a vertical route. And it's a back shoulder throw at its highest point. He does everything well up into the catch point where he just doesn't reel it in, and then maybe you work on that hand strength or core strength. But I think for Woods, this is where he has to make his money, especially at the NFL level. So you're going to see him. He's just going to run straight up the seam. Does a nice job there. Back shoulder pass. I think he turns a little early. I think he could show some late hands there. I think that also kind of contributes to the pass breakup and also just kind of the limited experience playing time he's had as well. But back shoulder pass here, catches with his hands, but then he kind of double catches it and then loses it when he goes to the ground. So want to run that full back full speed. I think it's not a huge concern, but something to know for sure is that Woods, you got to come down with these. And these are the 50-50 passes that you're going to get as a tight end, especially at the NFL level when space is condensed. You don't have much room for separation. His game is not predicated on creating separation, or at least natural separation. So I think it's going to be very important for Woods to be able to come down with these type of catches. So once again, you're going to see just a drop there. And once again, for Woods, I don't think it's a huge concern, but I definitely do think it's something that he's going to have to win with the NFL level to be successful early on and get it on the field early on, because I don't think he's going to be an immediate tie-in one. I'll talk about this in just a minute. I don't think he's going to be an immediate tie-in one. It's going to take some years for him to develop into that, especially with his blocking ability not there yet. But I think for him to get on the field, he's going to have to be able to make those catches. He has to be relied on to get on the field. And I think that's something he's going to have to continue to work on at the NFL level. Wrapping up this video here, I think Jelani Woods is a really good tight end in this draft class. I do think he ends up going on day 3 of the draft because while his upside is tremendous, he has great size, great athleticism. and great natural straight line speed. I do think there are some things in this game that he needs to continue to work on. One being those 50-50 catches down the middle of the field, especially on those back shoulder throws. I think he has to continue to improve in that department. He also has to continue to improve his blocking, because there are some flashes there in this film where he looks really good. He has the length to be able to handle defensive ends one-on-one, but he's just not there in terms of his footwork, in terms of his leverage, and to be able to drive defenders consistently. So I do think he is going to be, when it translates to NFL level, a tight end two until he takes that next step of development as a blocker and continues to shore up his ability to catch the ball in contested situations. And then his lateral ability has to improve as well. I do think while he's good moving straight line, moving east and west at the line of scrimmage is still a bit of a challenge for him. He's still a little stiff, I would say, in his ankle. So I want to see him early on be on the second or the backside of a bootleg, being able to run those deep crossing routes, those seam routes down the middle of the field, play action scenes, and then in the red zone, use his big body all over the field to score touchdowns. But that's my breakdown on Jelani Woods, the Virginia receiver. You can follow me on Twitter at @RealD_Jackson. You can follow Blue Chip Scouting on Twitter at Blue Chip Scout, and you can subscribe to the YouTube channel for more mock drafts coming and more video breakdowns. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.